Communicate, link, relate. Welcome to Connect Podcast.
Let's welcome our guests for today.
Mr. Corrales, Mr. Espero, and Mr. Velasco.
Hi guys! Hi guys!
Pleasant days, handsomes. What's your opinion on inequality? Does it still exist? Or did you witness any sort of discrimination?
I think inequality really exists nowadays. You can witness it everywhere, and the only thing I will say is the world will literally change if we lessen inequality.
How about you, Mr. Velasco?
Well, personally, I agree with James here because I could still see inequality and discrimination in our community. For example, just like in my hometown, I could still see inequality and discrimination because I would see people tease other people because of their race and their skin color. So,
How about you, Mr. Espero?
In my opinion, there are still some instances of discrimination and inequality in the world today, such as workplace discrimination, unequal access to education and healthcare, and unequal pay, among others.
Well said, Mr. Corrales, Mr. Velasco, and Mr. Espero. It is truly sad and disappointing that these social inequalities and problems still exist in the present.
For me, I share the same thoughts as you guys. As we can see how unequal access, opportunities, education, and healthcare, the poor tend to have lesser support from the government and other places in the world.
That's why the United Nations created the Sustainable Development Goal 10 with the 17 other SDG in 2015.
So, what is the specific goal of SDG 10, Jesse?
As you know, Ronji, inequalities have negative effects not only on people's emotions, but also on social and economic development. This could also expose the oppressed, vulnerable to climate change and disasters. The UN SDG 10 Reduce Inequalities objective is to prevent such things from happening. Its goal is to ensure that no one is left behind.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. Carlos?
I do. Have you heard about inequalities against indigenous people? How they are treated, stereotyped, and prejudged by others?
Yes, I have read some articles about it online.
Well, 6% of the 19% poorest population belong to the indigenous people tribes in the world, and 10 to 20% of the Philippine populations consist of indigenous people.
It is unfortunate that they are frequently red tagged and discriminated, despite their huge contribution to their country. Right, Ranji?
I believe that we shouldn't be so judgmental about these groups just because they don't share the same beliefs and ideologies as us. Do you know that these groups are the ones who preserve our culture and identity, and also our ancestral lands?
Their dances and traditions are so unique. Sadly, they are being exploited and their lands are being taken away from them for industrial usage.
Therefore, inequality should be eliminated. It is just so unfair how people are deprived of opportunities and peace just because of where they came from. Our country won't progress if we won't make a change. Injustice and inequality will be the cause that impedes the growth of the Philippines.
So, why do you think SDG 10 is important, Joseph?
Well, for me, my belief is straight. As God made us equal, we should also be equal.
Truly, as Christian morality has taught us that we are all equally made but uniquely different. How about you, Mr. Espero?
I think that we should be always respectful and always help each other because in life we are born with nothing and um, if we are rich and wealthy in life, if we die, we can bring that to us in the other side. That's all.
That's true, well said. That's true. We should really treat each other with respect and we should not discriminate them because you don't know that that person will be a doctor someday or a lawyer. And because of you, they won't be having that opportunity. How about you, Mr. Carlos?
To be honest, I agree what Ronji said earlier that injustice and inequality will be the cause that impedes the growth of the Philippines. Beside that, I said earlier that we can literally change the world if we stop discrimination. It's not very difficult to stop discrimination, and there are so many um,
Yes.
possible outcomes if we bust discrimination, and there will be no conflicts and the world will be peace.
Oh, well said! What do
We should really lessen the inequality in our country. As we see, as what I said earlier, the country won't thrive if there is no improper proper inequality. For my recommendations, the government should uphold policies about inequality.
Yes, I agree with what you said. But also, in my opinion, we are still young. I don't think that we can do that for the next day, for months. We should do that in a long-term process. But now, as students, we can do that by our own little things.
So what are your ways in promoting equality?
So, in my own ways of promoting inequality will first start with me. I should be more equal to each other now. By giving opportunities to others in my own little way, I could do it by first giving back to my community in our hometown. That's all. Thank you.
And you, Mr. Sparrow?
In my opinion, we can't control those people who doesn't seem to have equality for other people because we can't control them and but there are ways that we can help people. We just need to be kind and helpful and be mindful in our actions.
Yes, truly. We should be really mindful of what we said or what we do because it'll affect greatly other people's lives.
Well said.
So, how can we promote equality, Carlos?
So, I just want my answer to be brief and simple. We should be more intercultural competent.
So, what is intercultural competence?
Intercultural competence is being able to communicate with other groups, other religions, or other people with different beliefs from us. With that, we should empathize with them, we should respect them, we should be tolerate we should be able to tolerate the unknown or the ambiguity and many other things to be able to communicate with them. So what Mr. Velasco, Mr. Espero, and Mr. Corrales said were all true. We should practice all those things to promote equality in our country because inequality have many different negative impacts to our country. It will become a bottleneck to the growth of our country. It will eliminate opportunities for other people and even may expose them to danger just because of stupid discriminations. In a Christian morality context, how can you connect our topic to it?
Well, in a Christian morality context, as a student, I can connect it by using my freedom for the greater good in my community.
There you go. How about you, Mr. Espero?
We should respect each other and expect nothing in return.
Yes, I do agree that we should not do good and expect something in return.
Just because you're told to or because you benefit from it. And you, Mr. Corrales? How about you, Mr. Corrales?
So simply we're all relational beings. We need someone we can talk about or we can tell stories about it, and simply we are fundamentally equal and uniquely original. Even though we have so many different beliefs, in the end, we are still the same. And
No.
Well said.
Well said. In short, inequality, prejudice, discrimination still exists in the world. But we have the UN SDG 10 reduce inequality to ensure that everyone is on the same boat and no one is left behind. Its goal is to lessen discrimination present in the community because obviously it has many detrimental effects which will hinder a country from success. Our guests have provided their valuable opinion on what is inequality and how we can stop it. They provided ways on how we can live in a peaceful and united world.
So we must take action about inequalities. You can gain ideas through the speaker's opinions about it and also its ways on how to deal with inequality.
And that's all, guys. Goodbye! And shout out to our teachers who are
Kind.
handsome.
And generous.
Sir Jay! Sir Moods!
Hey!
And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's all.